Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan. And I've seen some dumb concepts in my time. I've done this for a little bit. I've watched a lot of TV and a lot of movies over the years. And this has to be one of the dumbest premises and movies I think I've ever seen. This is just awful in my view. Just awful. It's called Marry Me, and it stars J-Lo as a famous singer, which already is like, okay, you're a famous singer. That's who you actually are. And the premise is, her and her boyfriend, who's also a famous and wealthy and rich singer, are going to get married on stage, and it's a tour called Marry Me, right? And Sam from, is that his name, Sam? Maybe not his name. Forget his name, but he, Game of Thrones guy, is like her manager. And they're going to get married on stage as part of a publicity stunt. Now, cut to Sarah Silverman and Owen Wilson, two teachers somewhere in New York, who are going to go to the concert for whatever reason. And Owen's divorced, and this is his daughter, and for whatever reason, all three of them end up going to the concert. Okay, so it's already okay, I guess. And like, Owen clearly doesn't want to go, he wants no part of it. So then she goes to do the show, and her boyfriend is caught making out with somebody else, right? So now she doesn't want to marry him, right? Like this would ever happen in a million years, right? And to me, the hypocrisy is that Jennifer Lopez is a famous singer, right? This could happen to Jennifer Lopez. So I got to give it some props for making it a movie about something that Jennifer Lopez would actually do, right? You could actually see this happening. Like Jennifer Lopez starts dating some famous singer and they say, oh, let's get married on stage. It'll be huge, right? And then you could see it like, you know, the guy's so horny he ends up getting caught cheating on somebody with her, you know. But the result is she goes on stage anyway, all sad and lonely. Here she is being sad and going on stage crying in front of her fans. Like, that would never happen. That part of it could never happen. She would never do that. She'd probably be furious, probably be looking to kill the guy. Now, the tour is called Marry Me, and then Owen's in the audience with Sarah Silverman, and Sarah Silverman has the sign "Marry Me" for whatever reason. I guess because she's a fan, and like I think they're the only people in the audience with this sign. So she goes, "Oh, I got to do something here. Hold my sign," right? In classic like slapstick comedy, and then he's holding the sign, just waiting for her to be done, watching her on stage, being very upset. And then she says, yes, I will marry you, thinking that Owen Wilson wants to marry her. So then, like, he's pushed on stage to marry her in a legally binding contract. Like, okay, please. And then it's about how are we going to deal it? You married a normal guy. This is crazy. And then, of course, it's about them dealing with the marriage, and then like, oh, she said, well, you have to, help me on this because, you married me. You didn't have to do that. This is the dumbest movie I've ever seen. The dumbest thing I've ever seen. And it's on Valentine's Day. Sarah Silverman acting. And then, of course, they fall in love, and then they want to stay married. They want to stay together because he's a normal guy, and she's like a billionaire singer or whatever. And then it's about, will she go back with her old boyfriend, or will she stay with Owen Wilson? And so this is a romantic comedy that just is dumb. Just is dumb. This is the dumbest thing. This is the dumbest premise I've ever seen. It's just dumb. Okay? Who can relate to Jennifer Lopez? No one. No one could possibly relate to this. And it's aimed at women. Right? It's aimed at women. It's a romance. It's aimed at women. Don't give me any flack. It's aimed at women. So it's about the richest woman in the world falling in love with a guy who's just some schlub who showed up at her concert by accident and was holding a sign. It doesn't make any sense. Zero sense. And this is the other singer. This is a moment where they're confronting each other because, whatever. These people in the rich entertainment world they live in a different world. And it's so alien to us that they think this movie is like gonna be fantastic, right? The plebes will eat this alive. Oh, they'll love it. They'll love it. Oh, she's just a normal person. She's not a normal person. She's Jennifer Lopez. That doesn't mean she's a bad person. I don't know her. But she's been super rich and super famous for a long time. It warps you. It warps you. It has to. All that money and fame has to warp you. Marry a normal guy, some rando in the audience, she wouldn't even get within 10 feet of someone like that. She can't. Who knows who he is? He could be absolutely insane. He could be a drug addict. He could kill her. He could sue her. He could take half her money. People in Jennifer Lopez's position, and she's playing a version of herself essentially, are just not going to take that risk. She's too ambitious. That's how she got to this, and the character's the same. It's very similar. Okay, there's no, you're not royalty, J-Lo. Being a famous pop singer is not the same as being royalty. It was different. If you set this in the Middle Ages and it's like a queen looking for a prince, that's a different scenario, right? That's completely different. You're not going to stop being the queen because you married a commoner as long as you have the power, because monarchs have absolute power. Pop stars don't have absolute power. This could be an absolute disaster, and yet they're gonna pass this off as a movie. And you might say I'm beating a dead horse here or something, but it's just dumb. It's strange. Look, yes, you have to suspend disbelief to enjoy a movie. You do. I can't suspend it for this. It's just too dumb. And Owen Wilson doesn't help, because I think he's a little old. Jennifer Lopez actually looks good. He's looking a little bit more of his age. And I don't really believe him as a teacher. He doesn't come across as an everyman in this. I've seen him in other stuff where he kind of did, but he's kind of too famous to do the everyman thing now. He really is. I think the closest I've ever seen him do the everyman thing more recently was that Woody Allen movie, where it kind of didn't matter because the characters he interacted with didn't know who he was. But this is just, it's painful. It's painful to watch. It feels so manipulated. I just don't like it. I mean, I don't like these kinds of movies. In the movie's defense, I would never watch this movie, even if it was good. But man, I can't stand things that are this contrived. I like some organic sense of this could maybe happen. This just feels like there is no way this could possibly happen. There is no way anyone like J-Lo, even though she's playing a different character, but it's a character very similar to her own situation, would do this. No way. No way. And not only would this guy not show up after cheating on his girlfriend, he would show up and attempt to go through with it and just say, oh, that's all, How does she even know it's real, right? Because the paparazzi follow these people around 24/7. They wouldn't even know if that was real. It could have all been fake. Could be photoshopped. I mean, it's just painfully dumb in my view. And it just feels like a lot of celebrities participating in a movie that, is trying to connect with people, but has no chance of connecting. I feel like the people who put this together are so tone deaf. They have no concept of the real person anymore. Like, maybe this could have worked, I don't know, maybe in the 80s. Pop stars were big, but they weren't this big. But it just, no. In this day and age, no. I'm not feeling it. I'm giving it a downvote. Not that it matters anymore. And that's it. First act, she's gonna get married. Beginning of second act, doesn't get married, gets married to him. The whole second act is them. Oh, will they stay together? Will they want? Not third act. The climax is, will he beat out the other singer? And it's probably a big yes. No. Check me out on Bitchute and Rumble, and that's it for me and Little Joan. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with a better movie.